I don't know if it's really more of an effect from like a masculine feminine perspective or a feminine to masculine perspective, but just from my instincts, like men hate demands. They hate it from other men, they hate it from their significant others. And the unfortunate thing is a lot of male to male like demands often get kind of like turned on their head and can get toxic of, oh, you're gonna make a demand on me, well, I'm just gonna fucking ignore it because you're a stupid woman. And that's where it leads to. So be careful with setting demands instead of boundaries, because there is a difference.
Yeah, maybe you can share a little bit more about that.
Well,
Well,
let's go into the advanced settings here real quick. And
yeah,
because a boundary, it has the same strength behind it of this is not really a negotiable thing, but not so much a I will disconnect from you because like that way I can make sure I get my request met.
Mm.
You know, a lot of times a boundary should be something that is made in, I don't know, kind of communion to each other, where it's something that you're expressing a deep need that must be met for your own satisfaction, that also has to come, like you were just saying, from a point of like empathy and compassion for why this person is not being able to meet your need. And like, you know, truth be told, I didn't think you were really like demanding anything. And I don't think you didn't come in like in a huff and like wag your finger in my face and be like, listen up, bitch. My part's got something to say to you, bitch.
Maybe I should talk like that when I'm setting boundaries.
That would be at least pretty funny. I don't know if I could take you seriously. I'd be like, that's great, Jordan.
Yeah. Stop being silly.
Yeah, stop being so silly.
Glad you're not a bummer.
Yeah, you were being such a bummer earlier. Now I'm glad you're back. Yeah. So, what do you think on the perspective of boundaries versus demands? Because I think this can be a real confusing thing because I think in the short term, it seems like the outcome is the same of a demand versus a boundary. But really, from an energetic standpoint, a demand is a show of force that has very little staying power and will likely just breed other forceful actions. And you will need to continue to demand this because the energy of force is very weak and it does not last. Versus a boundary is something that really comes from a true powerful expression of your unmet needs. And that shit has staying power because it's power. So,
boom.
But what's your perspective on it there, Jordan James?
Yeah, I really like what you said. I especially really like what you just said. That's some good shit. I will probably use that in my coaching.
Giving it away for free, everybody.
Yep. I don't know if I want to say this, but somebody says like, give them your best shit for free and they'll pay you to give it to them again. I was like, you know what? I like that. I love just like, being super generous. I think yeah, that's important to me. So anyways, boundaries versus demands. Yeah. So like let's see what I want to say. Cause it's like, here's how I'm imagining it in my head. You have the boundary that you need to set. And so it's like, you can communicate it like it's a demand, or you can communicate that boundary with the intention of connecting over it, like letting your partner see the vulnerability inside of you that's behind the boundary. And yeah, so it's like you can communicate it in terms of a demand, which is like closed heart usually, and like, I need this or else, or like, because you said this, I'm going to withdraw my love from you and be more stoic and like communicate the demand that I need you to meet now for you to be back on the inside again.
Yeah, I'm going to dehumanize you so that I can treat you as a villain that must like meet this requirement.
Yes. Yeah. And while I don't think I was like totally in that energy, I was less in that energy than I ever have been in terms of communicating a boundary. Like I was still like seeing you as separate, I was still like afraid of you, I think is a big thing. Like that's why my parts like come on so strong, is I was still seeing you as like something that can hurt me.
Okay.
Yeah. And instead of seeing you as like Joseph, my partner, who I want to see me and who I want to show your effect on me, like good and bad, and who I want to like, feel like a partner with, You know, yeah, maybe that's the thing, is like you can communicate your boundaries as a demand or as something that will strengthen the partnership.
Mhm. Yeah, you can make a demand and have a high chance of being ignored. A demand really does not it does not connect with the person being demanded of a lot of the times.
Yeah. Yeah. Or in a way where I can kind of like keep my eyes on the prize here of like what I ultimately want with you more than anything is just to deepen our partnership
Mhm.
and our connection. And so me sharing what's alive in me, even if it's hurt feelings, like how can I share that in my requests of what my parts need in a way where I still see us as on the same side.
Yes. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. So that's like the boundaries. That's the advanced boundary setting.
Mhm.